Hi, guys. This is Mrs. Lamb, and I am talking to you today about your research that you need to get done while I'm gone on Monday, February 27th. So, I wanted to start by showing you your game board, and you should be really on step 3 or 4 at this point. What I want to show you how to do today is a quick little reminder of how to find the online sources that I am requiring for this project. So the first thing that you are going to do is you're going to go into Google Classroom. You are going to scroll down to Explorer's Research Project. And when you get to this, you are going to open up Research Paper Requirements 2017. When you open this up, you are then going to start out by highlighting and copying my Mid-Continent Library card number. Make sure that you don't accidentally copy the space ahead of it. I've seen kids do this, and that actually copies the little space, which will make it not work. So just put your cursor in front of the 2, highlight and copy that number. Then I want you to go to the link that says Mid-Continent Research. When you click on the link, this will show up. That's where you paste the library card number, and then you click Login. So once you click Login, you are going to click the pencil, which is World Book Student. So that is meant for middle school students such as yourselves. So then what you're going to do is you are going to go to the search bar where my cursor is blinking, and you are going to type in the name of your explorer. So I'm just going to pick one, and you are going to click search or hit enter. Once you do that, it should be the very first thing that comes up, and it will say your explorer's last name, comma, their first name, and you're going to click on it to open the article. Once you open the article, it will have information about your explorer, all sort of stuff that will be helpful to you. Also with World Book, it is so helpful because it already gives you the citation that you'll have to put on your Works Cited page at the end of your paper. Make sure to use the MLA one. So the first thing I want you to do, once you find the article, I want you to go back to Classroom real quick. Don't close anything out, but go back to Classroom, and I want you to open up your sources that I've put in that same assignment. So for Source 1 World Book, I want you to put your URL next to where it says URL. So on your World Book article, at the very top where you would type in www. Whatever, that's your URL. You're going to highlight and you're going to copy that. You're going to go back to your sources document, and you are going to paste the URL next to where it says URL. Afterward, if you hit the space button, it will turn it into an actual link, which will work and take you back to that document. Then with the MLA citation, I want you to go back to the World Book article, scroll down to the bottom where I just showed you where the MLA citation is, and I want you just to highlight the one that says MLA. You don't need to highlight MLA itself, just the citation. Then go back to sources, and next to MLA citation, you are going to paste that. Okay, so that's what you will do for your World Book source. Then you will, you can close that out. You will go back to the Research Paper Requirements 2017, and you will go to where it says EBSCOhost. It says OTMS Library Homepage. You will click the link. And again, we've done this before, so this should be pretty familiar. So this looks a little different than it did last time. This page has since been updated. But what you are going to do is you are going to scroll down in the yellow, under Web Link Resources, it says EBSCOhost. You are going to click on EBSCOhost. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to Alphabetical List of Resources. And once you pull up Alphabetical List, I want you to scroll down, and we are going to use, yet again, what we've used before, we're going to use the Funk and Wagnall's New World Encyclopedia. And that's really the only one we're going to use. So we're just actually going to go ahead and click on it. And right here is the search bar where you are going to search for your Explorer. So I'm going to do the same Explorer that I just demonstrated with. And it should be the first thing that comes up. So once it comes up, you're going to want to click on either just right to here where the name is, or you can just go ahead and click on the full text. Either way should take you to the same place. And on this one, this is what we've pulled up for Vasco da Gama. So the first thing I'm going to want you to do, yet again, is to highlight and copy the URL. Go back to your sources document. And so for source 2, for URL, I again want you to paste the link, and don't forget to hit space afterward to turn it into an active link. And then I also want you to do the citation. So you're going to go back to your EBSCO source, and on EBSCO, it's on the right-hand side where it says cite. You click that, you scroll down till you get to MLA, and you make sure to get that citation. You highlight, you copy, you go back to sources, and you paste. It'll have an orange background, whatever, it's fine. All you got to do to take that off is highlight it, and you can just go to the text and go to where it says highlight and click none. Also, you'll notice that these are in different types of fonts. You can make the whole thing just by highlighting it all. Make sure that it is in Times New Roman, because that's the font you're going to be using for the paper, and size 12. And actually, we could have done that with everything. So Times New Roman, size 12. So then source 3 is your choice. So let's say you do a Google search and you find another source that you want to use. We're going to go ahead and do that real quick. So I'm just going to open up another tab, go into Google, and I'm going to search for Vasco da Gama. Now, once you open that up and you go through and you're looking at different options, Britannica.com was one of my recommended ones, and you might remember that because I had right here in where I was explaining your requirements, I also had some recommendations, Britannica or Age of Explorer, Mariner, Museum. So anyway, so let's say that we pick this Britannica. Remember to stay away from all about explorers. That's not correct information. So let's say we pick Britannica. And we are using still EasyBib to cite sources. So we look at this and we kind of read it over and we make sure that it looks like legitimate information. We can even check by clicking on EasyBib, and right here it says website is credible, so we know that it's a good one. So the first thing I want to do is I want to highlight and copy the URL like I've been doing, go to my sources page, paste the URL, hit the space button, and then to do the MLA citation for a website, you are going to click on your EasyBib extension here. And instead of like the way we were doing it on site on EasyBib, for whatever reason, that has not been working. So we're actually going to hit down here where it actually has a picture of the orange book and says EasyBib. And what you're going to do is, I've already copied this, but you would highlight and copy the URL again, or it's probably still copied from just doing it. And all you have to do is make sure website is clicked on here, and then you just paste the URL and you hit cite it. And EasyBib really is easy. It does it for you. So it pulls up Encyclopedia Britannica, Vasco da Gama, that's what we were looking at, and you click cite this. So there we go, cite this. So what we are doing right now is, this is what they found. This is what they need our help with. You just hit continue to final step. Now, not every website has an author listed, so it is totally fine to leave that blank if there is no author listed. It filled in everything that really is absolutely necessary. We can go ahead and display the URL, or we don't have to. Either way is fine. Technically, I think with MLA formatting, you do not need to do the URL. And then electronically published, we really don't know the date that it was published unless it just says it on here. And it just says when it was last updated, January 14th of 2016. So when you're filling all this out, you can leave that blank as well. Date access should automatically fill in with today's date. So that's what you want to leave on there. And then you just hit create citation. So then with create citation, you go right down here and you highlight the MLA citation, and you can just copy it that way, or you can literally just click where it says copy and paste and it'll copy it for you. And then you just go back to your sources, and this is where you put your citation. And it also has a highlighted background, which you do not need. So you can just make sure to, make sure everything matches. Times New Roman size 12, no highlight. And there you go. So now you've got 3 sources. And then on Friday, we went up into the library and found a book. And hopefully most of you have gotten a book, and some of you have even gotten to make copies of what you need. So the way that you cite a book is you still use EasyBib. So one of the things you do, and I had asked you to either write down the title of your book and your author, or I had asked you to maybe photocopy the front of the book so that way you would remember what the book was called. So you just go into EasyBib, but instead of doing website, you click on book this time. And this is where you do the title of your book. So let's say you did a book on Vasco da Gama, and you can literally just search for it and you can find the correct book that you were using. So let's say it was this book, okay, that was by this Tanya Larkin, Power Kids. I'm not sure if this is the one the library has, or I think actually it might be this one, this Chelsea House Publishers. So let's say this one down here is the book that you had actually used in my class and you want to cite it. So you pick the correct book by the correct author. All you do is you go to cite this. And then when you fill it out, it shows what it found for us. You continue to final step. Now, there are times with a book that you have to fill in the information. On this particular one, because we've used it before, it has filled in the book for you. So you are going ahead and leaving this just the way it is. If you only used certain pages or certain chapter, you can actually be really specific about it by selecting those, but you can just go ahead and cite the whole book, and I'm totally fine with that. If it is an ebook, then you'll want to click the ebook tab when you're citing a book. But if it's an in-print book, you'll just want to leave in-print. If you're not sure if it's an ebook online or if it's some other type of ebook, you can hit other. So anyway, it's in print. We're going to hit create citation. And it is asking me to fill out some sort of a survey. So we are going to skip that. I don't know why that even popped up. So anyway, it gave me my citation for the book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight and copy it, or I'm simply going to click the copy and paste button right there. And I'm going to go back to my sources page, and my book does not have a URL. So actually I shouldn't have even put that on there, come to think of it. So you can just get rid of that. And you can paste your citation right there. So, and of course it's not going to have a link or anything because it is a book in print. So Times New Roman size 12. So now you have your citations. So once you've gotten your citations done, then it's actually time, if you look back at your different sources, I would just open them all back up and have them open on your Chromebook. And what I would do at this point is I would go and open up the graphic organizer. And you do that again under Explorer's Research Project assignment, which is in Google Classroom. Go to graphic organizer, and I would start actually looking at my sources. And so as I'm looking at my sources, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to start filling out my graphic organizer. And as I start taking notes, and you're going to take notes on the right side, and the boxes do expand as you need to. So we're say we're typing stuff, The boxes will expand however much you need them to expand. So here's what I would recommend. If you are, I would start with the body paragraphs, to be honest. I would do the intro and the conclusion last, and I would just start filling in the information that I'm finding. Now, you want to make sure to put it in your own words. If you decide to quote something directly from a book or from a website, you're going to use quotation marks. So, I'm just going to say you decide to type word for word. And then you are going to begin and end it with quotation marks. And then in parentheses, if it's a book, you're going to put author's last name and then page number, whatever page number you got it from. But if it is from a website, say it's from Britannica.com, then you're just going to put the website, because a lot of websites don't have the author's last name, and there's definitely not a page number. So you would just put something like that. That way, when you go to actually type your paper, you have what you're going to put in your paper. But if you just start, finding information, going ahead and put it in your own words, then at least that you're not at risk of plagiarizing. So you just look and see from your sources what it's asking for, and you start filling it in. So right here, you would start typing things about where your explorer was born, when they were born. You could even include information, if you can find it, about, who their parents were, what country, what city, just depending what's available. You also will want to include, like what years they lived, when they died. Then you have where it's asking for detailed sentences about life before exploring. So you're going to look through your sources and you're going to find information about what your explorer did before they actually started becoming an explorer. A lot of these people had lives where they did something totally different before they got into exploring. And then, so you just go through this entire graphic organizer using your sources. So I would suggest having tabs open of all your sources and having your book or photocopy of your book in front of you, and just start filling this in. And that's what I want you to work on Monday while I'm gone. So on Tuesday, when I come back, what I'm going to expect to see from you guys, and again, I'm going to pull up your this right here. What I'm going to hopefully get to is I'm going to hopefully be able to stamp boxes 2 and 3 at least, and then you should be well on your way to number 4. Okay, so then maybe on Tuesday, some of you might be to the point where you're going to start to type your introductory paragraph. Now, if it takes longer than that, that's fine. So long as when I come back that I can see that you guys have used your time wisely and that you have, in fact, accomplished something. So if you were absent on Friday and you don't have a game board, they're at the front of my classroom. You can get a game board. If you did not get to check out a book, you can ask the sub for a pass to the library. I would say 2 or 3 of you could maybe go up at once, and that's about it. You check out a book, but only for the class period, and then you have to allow enough time at the end to take it back up, to check it back in. It's not going to be as easy to make photocopies while I'm gone because the sub doesn't have a badge to do that. So you might have to just go ahead and take down notes with your book and use your book in class. You can only copy up to 10% of the pages of the book legally. So anyway, I know you guys will do a great job. I feel like I've went through everything that you need to know in this video. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I am in the building, but I will not be in the classroom on Monday. So good luck, work hard, and I will see everybody on Tuesday. Thank you, guys.